Hey, Nick, do you have any tips or suggestions for meds to manage narcolepsy? Modafinil is okay, but screws with my brain/language skills. I'll consult with my doctor on anything you suggest. Duh, thanks. No, modafinil has been the best narcolepsy med for me. Well, that's not entirely true. The best narcolepsy treatment for me was getting away from a 9 to 5 schedule and having a much more flexible work schedule. For me, that involved actually getting into streaming, where I was able to convert most of my active time to when I was generally more active, which was at night. That's why I have the show when it is. And then the rest of the day, I was actually more free to work when I was able. And if I got tired, I'd literally just take a nap. So treating my narcolepsy just through basic, I guess, daily modification was a great way to do it. It was way more effective, took way less medication, and I would strongly recommend that. But I know that most people don't have that ability. I didn't for a very long time. That, for me, that took something like 12 years before I could actually do that after being diagnosed. So other than that, though, modafinil has been the best prescription med for it. I tried Ritalin and Adderall. Both of those were not good for me. And I did try New Vigil, which is it's like a different version of modafinil. Provigil is a brand name for modafinil. New Vigil was something else. It made me very, very angry, like unreasonably angry. And so I stopped taking that immediately. So I hope, I don't know what else to try, man. I know some people have a lot of luck with Adderall. It literally put me to sleep. So I couldn't tell you anything else. But for me, it's modafinil's been the best. Forgone says, you chose the gayest Joker. Not even base Heath Ledger, but the feminine crybaby Joaquin Phoenix. I did. I actually prefer this Joker. I really do. I liked Heath Ledger. I liked Heath Ledger more than Heath Ledger liked Heath Ledger. I would have kept him alive. But no, I always liked the Joaquin Joker for a very specific reason. I think he resonated a ton with how a generation of men were feeling, specifically people, especially at the time that I was doing the show when this is out, was the white male demographic between 20 and 35, really. Maybe a little older, a little younger, either way. But I think they resonated with watching the world be absolute shit around them, and just having to sit there and wallow in it while everybody else just fucks off and nothing makes any sense to them. And you have this compulsive laugh, or well, he did. But that laugh was perfectly symbolic of the frustration and rage that you have to channel through no outlet. I always loved that about it, right? And then, of course, you get what you fucking deserve. It's a rather good moment. Salt Miner MF says, Aaron said he cucked you and you cucked him. What the fuck, bro? That's your wife. How'd y'all fall so far apart? You know what? Aaron says a lot of things. And as I said before, Aaron will say what he will say, and I will let you determine his credibility without my assistance. I hope he makes $1 million. Red Shirt Lexi says, you said you tested clean, but what about your offspring? Also, your arms look like they have a lot of weird marks on them. Yeah, guys, I don't know how else to say this. I know people are very concerned about weird marks. I have cholinergic urticaria, cholinergic or cholinergic. So when I'm warm, like right now, I break out into hives. It's cool. And sometimes they get really itchy and you scratch them and they scratch open. It's not fun. It's not pleasant. It started when I was 35 and it's been a fucking miserable nightmare for 7 years. So cool. There you go. There you have it. It's almost like, there's a reason for them. Oh my goodness. Becky says, talk like Richards, Mark Richards. Monk in Training says, I think you're talking too much about your case. look, you're going to have a ton of opinions about how I do my casework, how I talk about my case, how I interact on streams, and that's fine. You're welcome to voice them, especially if you're going to give me, $1 or $2 to do that. I would encourage it. I think it helps. I think it makes me more likely to read it and consider your advice and then ignore it. But frankly, it's a lot of havoc to try and talk publicly about anything while people are asking you questions without ever addressing any of them. So some of it's going to happen. And I just try not to go to prison. There you go. There's Mark Richards for you. Big Happy says, when you go to jail, can you get a Law Pope Vanity commissary number asking for a friend? I don't know. I'll get to tell all my jail stories, but they didn't give me any of the stuff you're supposed to get in regards to having your commissary number. They didn't give me the little device that you can use. They make you say that you agree to abide by the terms of the handbook at the jail, for example. But the handbook is just a QR code, and they don't give you the little fucking they didn't give me the little fucking device to scan the QR code. So I didn't even get to read what it said. It's cool. That's how my jail experience was. It was fun. The Most Banned Queen says, is it considered professional for a lawyer to announce on social media they're withdrawing their offer of pro bono representation, or are those convos supposed to be private? I think if they made a public offer, they could probably make a public withdrawal of the offer. I mean, the question I would have is why? I don't remember hiring or agreeing to pro bono representation. I thought it was a very generous offer, but if we're talking about someone in reference to me, because someone did offer me that, and I was not aware that offer was off the table. But hey, I don't know. Maybe you're talking about someone else, but I thought the offer was very generous. If it's off the table, that makes me sad. It's too bad. Aesthetic says, what do you think Jim will think about the recent document leak? I imagine it's broken his heart. I hope not. I want Jim to live, and a broken heart might kill him. Crispin Watt 24 says, finally, a man with a parenting style I can hang with. I've literally seen people do worse, right? I see a lot. Oh my God. I see a lot of myself and how you approach caring for your wife and kids. We're on a good path, man. Come on. Wow. Oh my goodness. Most Band Queen says, where is April? Where is April? There she is. There she is, hiding under the desk, giving Nick a nibble. Yum, yum, yum. Well, geez. Not even by my desk. Well, that means one of two things, I guess. Aesthetic says, I know you watched the gym stream. I didn't. I wanted to. Dude, I haven't had time to watch this shit. There's a bunch of streams I want to watch. And yeah, they're about me. Of course, I want to know what various people are saying about me. And I legitimately haven't had time to do it. I would love to. It says, will you say you act like you don't care. Will you answer his question? Was it worth it? Was what worth what? Yeah, I'll answer his question, but was what worth what? I don't know what he was asking. I haven't watched it legitimately. I wanted to. I started watching the other, if you're talking about the Father's Day one, I started asking the other gym or watching the other gym stream. I got 10 minutes in, had to stop because I got distracted and never got back to it. And then I haven't watched the most recent one. Jason of TGA says, I missed a lot of the drama working. Has the Sonichu curse passed to Dick as Medicare suggested? I don't know. I think Riley boofed the Sonichu medallion last time I saw him. Mullet Kid says, can't you just tell them it's not yours? You were holding it for someone. Always work for people I know. They don't know what someone is the same someone that is in the bathroom when you shout. In the bathroom when you shout. The fuck does that mean? No, you can't just tell them that. But see, here's the thing. Just again, as a general matter, I am charged with possession. Okay. So to establish possession, the government bears the burden of proving beyond a reasonable doubt that I was exercising exclusive dominion or control over the substance. That's what they have to prove. That's their burden of proof. And there's a bunch of tests to prove it. There's things like constructive possession. There's a whole lot of different ways to show possession. and the government will bear the burden of proving that beyond a reasonable doubt. I don't have to tell them anything. They have to prove that I was possessing the thing that they say I'm possessing. That's it. That's what this case is about. And that will be fought in court. It won't be fought here. There's nothing I can say here to convince them or persuade them. There's no, like, even if they happen to be watching one of these streams and I say the perfect defense or whatever, it won't matter. It has to be brought in court. It has to be brought appropriately under the rules of evidence, under the rules of criminal procedure. And that's what has to be done. There isn't like, oh, I just walk off and say that. Like, I could go tell them that. They would write it down in a little notepad and they'd say, thanks. See you at the next hearing. So no, it's not that simple. Reformed Convict says, eat more, be fatty again. Best wishes, stay strong. Again, at my lowest weight when I was sick was 150 pounds. And that was way fucking low. I'm probably 165 to 168 right now, which is about where I want to be. Saints until I get into the gym and, grow like 5 pounds of shoulders. Jasper Plan 9 says, good to see you back. Yellow Flash went full tart and gay with a couple Canadians earlier. You need better mods, man. I'm not super... I know people moderated a lot on my return stream. I'm not super interested in a bunch of moderation. Really, I want people to get to say what they get to say. I don't want people saying sensitive details about children. That's basically it. Kyle Huggett says, I was falsely accused of crimes worse than what you were accused of years ago. You're finding out who your real friends are. Priceless. It's a shame. It's a shame because there are people who know my character and know exactly what bullshit some of this is. And when those people turn on you without talking to you, it's kind of sucks. But hey, what are they supposed to do? They can only make assessments based on what they see and then what they have to performatively do for super chat money. I mean, that's the real conversation considerations that they're doing here is they're like, well, look, I can only see this and then I have to base my decisions on what I see and just what I have to do to maximize super chat income. Just kidding. Uncle Andy says the only reason you're on right now is for money. Yes, absolutely. Also because work is cathartic and it is helpful and sitting around not working is fucking stressful. And I know like you can say streaming isn't work and I'll agree with you or whatever, but like not doing things that you do is maddening. It puts you into a cabin fever mode. I don't like it. It's taken me so long to start it up because I have to be really careful about how I do it and really intentional in a way that I haven't had to do. Now I do have to do it that way. So it's taken some adaptation, but hey, working on it. Of course he would be late and gay to his own search warrant. And again, that whole, I wasn't home. Late and gay to my own search warrant. Maybe you should see if you can do some homework yourself on why that might be an interesting facet. Get Over It Live says, making sure I'm on the shit list and piss off Jeremy Griggs. Look, I'm not going to say that. I haven't actually seen what Jeremy said. Something about me having a terrible response. Like if anybody thought my response on my comeback stream was terrible or whatever, cool. Everyone's got a different opinion on how to do social media, on how to approach things. I hope Jeremy's never in the situation I was in, having to deal with the sort of prospect of coming back that I did in that way. And if he were to choose to do it differently, that's great. I did it the way I do it. And I'm not going to apologize for being me. And a bunch of people asked me to apologize for being me. Which is fucking weird because, like, haven't you met me? I'm not going to do that, buddy. I'm not going to do that at all. But yeah. I wish, as always, I wish Jeremy the best. I haven't even watched what he said. I don't know. If he said the most negative shit on earth, I just go, yeah, it's fine. Okay. And I hope we can talk later.